Heyo everybody, Haku here with this week's HaQ&A video where of course like usual I'll be responding to your questions and comments, and this week it seems like we have quite a few from Monmusu, One Piece, and Tower of God, so there's going to be some talk about that. Real quick before I get into that though, just want to do some like weekly update kind of talk, but of course I'm recording this Wednesday, posting it Wednesday. I posted a Walking Dead video earlier today, so like pretty much every series I cover, I've posted a video about this week already, and it's only Wednesday. So for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all I have planned is like, I think I'm going to do a Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke video on each day for the next 4 days. And then of course tomorrow on Thursday, I plan to do the One Piece live reaction and then One Piece review on Friday. And that's it, just those 2 One Piece videos and the 4 Pokemon Nuzlocke videos. I think I'm going to take it easy this weekend and do that, and just, like, since I have been posting like 2-3 videos a day, just sort of take it easy this weekend and the next 2 days, and use that time to work more on, like, the past week or two I've been really trying to work on a long 2-part top 50 video. So I hope that turns out well. I think I'm going to use the time to keep working on that some more. That'll probably, though, honestly still take me a couple of weeks to finish, because I want to do all the art for it. Not really do the art myself, but I want to make all the transition cards like I've been doing. I want to be able to, then I'll have to record it and edit it, and I'll want to post or put in images or maybe even a few clips here and there for it. So, that may be a longer video. This probably going to take me a few more weeks, but I think I'm going to use some of the extra time this weekend to work on that. If anything other than those, I might do another Tower of God video this weekend or Friday, and I might do a Monmusu video this weekend. Maybe. I don't know. I might do those this week, I might not. Who knows? But either way, we're going to have more Tower of God videos on Monday and Tuesday again anyway, so... And we have this video, which the HaQ&As usually always have a lot of Tower of God discussion in them. So, really, I think that's all I planned for this weekend. Just wanted to let you guys know if, like, I'm not, like, flooding your timeline with updates like usual, just throwing out 2-3 videos a day. I think I might take it easier this weekend. But let's get into discussing some of these comments, because we have some good ones, like I said, for One Piece, Monmusu, and Tower of God. Mostly Tower of God, like normally. Mike Knapp said, it's refreshing to see a fighter using unique items, since we have really only seen like needles so far from other fishermen. When the story first started, I thought we were going to see a lot more items specific to certain fighters, but they've been few and far between. Agreed. He also said, interesting bloodline. My guess is on the 10th family that hasn't been mentioned. I really agree with the item stuff, or the weapon stuff. I really did think we were going to see more unique stuff, but we've had a little bit, but it seems like it focuses mostly on like bloodlines and powers and stuff. We've seen a lot more of like Shinsu powers. But there have been some pretty cool items. And as for Kaiser, I'm just so hyped about Kaiser. Like, I love everything. I love the fighting style with using the items. I love Kaiser's personality and even the appearance. My girl Kaiser. So yeah, and when it comes to the family, I don't think I'm gonna give a guess yet, because like I feel like it could be almost any family. Like, for me, I'd say there's pretty much no chance that Kaiser is going to be from no special family at all. To me, I think the third most likely thing is just any of the 10 families. The second most likely is like what Mike Nemp said. I think it is pretty likely that Kaiser could be from the 10th family, because of how they talked about the bet being there where the 10 family heads could have lost their names. So I think that that's a big possibility too. And for me, the most likely thing, in my opinion, that I personally think, I think that Kaiser could be another Princess of Zahard. There are a lot of princesses we still don't know about, and it would kind of make sense for Zahard and the 10 families to send people to be defeated by an actual member of Zahard's family. So I don't know. I just have a feeling that she could be a princess. And Mike Neps did respond when I responded back, saying, "True, I have no idea who it actually is, since we know nothing of the 10th family and Kaiser seems to serve them, and has access to weapons, and in Kuhn's words, that should only be in the warehouse of the 10 great families, I just took a stab at it." And yeah, like I said, it's a really good guess. I think that it's entirely possible. Because, like he said, they have the stuff that only people from the 10 families could probably afford to have. And as well, I think the biggest clue for that is how they were talking about the 10 families being able to lose their names there. So I think it could be possible that she's from the 10 family based on just those clues. Tony Sandstorm said, "I'm done with the second floor team except for Kuhn, Rak, Larray, and Warriun. It tells us a lot when Wangnan and Yiwa respect Bomb much more than them." And Mr. Blackatelli said, "Explain." Not going to put words in his mouth. He didn't respond yet. But I will say, I think what he's getting at is showing how the rest of the second floor team, like Andrasi and Ship, are just sort of pulling him around and using Bomb in their plans without really letting him in on what's going on, or asking if he's okay with the plan, like with making him get in a position where he now has the ability to fight Kaiser, then taking him away, making him become Viol, making all these people rely on him as the leader of the revolution. So I think that's what he's getting at there, but I still don't dislike them for it. They're still like, I feel as though they're doing it in the best interest of Bomb and everyone in general. They're kind of doing it for Andrasi's best interest, but Andrasi is Bomb's friend, so I'm sure he would, I'm sure he'd be in on it and help anyway. Big Will 191919 said, "Since Bomb is an irregular, I thought the rules of the tower didn't apply to him. That's why FUG wants him to kill Zahard." And yeah, that's true. And that was on my review for this week's chapter, so I'm pretty sure the context and reason he was saying that is because the Guardian has the no attacking Kaiser rule unless Kaiser challenges you or you defeat the 10 bosses. So if Bomb's an irregular, shouldn't he be able to just break the no attacking Kaiser rule anyway? So my thoughts, I'm like, it's true that irregulars can break the rules, but it doesn't seem like Bomb could just break the rules anytime he wants or anything. Like, maybe he could break the no attacking Kaiser rule, like if he tried really hard or was like in a really enhanced emotional state, like when he used Shinsu without a contract to cut Ryun's eye. But I'm not sure that he could just do it at will. I'm not sure he could just say, okay, I'm going to break this rule and hit you without being in like a specific heightened emotional state. Or like, yeah, I'm not sure. Even if he's an irregular, I don't think he can just break the rules by default. I think he has to like really, it seems like he has to try, or else like super Shinsu powers would have instantly been all at his disposal. So I'm thinking that they being his teammates, they did it this way because Bomb still can't really do that kind of thing at will, you know? That's my thoughts on it, at least. Noah.02014 A/Z24 said the Tokyo Ghoul of Tower of God is decimated. Poor guy, frowny face. Yep, poor guy. R.I.P. One-Eyed Ghoul. Yeah, that was funny because everybody had been drawing those drawing the lines like that dude looks like a one-eyed ghoul from Tokyo Ghoul. So poor one-eyed guy. Gabriel Lancelot had, he has two, so I'll just read them both together. He commented on the live reaction this week, said, "We all know Bomb's gonna get some lovin' tonight, well deserved." And then on the review, next time on Tower of God, Bomb must face his biggest challenge yet, the female psychology of horny hard princesses. How far will our hero get out? How will our hero get out of this one? Find out next time. So yeah, funny, and like, agreed. Andrasi's taking this very, very fast, but yeah, Andrasi's taking this. And if Kaiser is a princess, I think it'll be funny to see what sort of relationship Kaiser has toward Mom. Anime Watcher said, Aguro pushing the guy away caught me off guard, but then I realized that it's the nature of the tower. Anyway, Andrasi's so affirmative with her feelings for Bomb that I wonder how Yuri's gonna take it, probably destroying a whole floor. And yeah, I wasn't expecting that from Kun at first, like Kun Aguro Agnes. Like, for him to like push the guy or throw the guy off of Bomb, like, that really sort of surprised me, but then I was like, okay, maybe it's sort of has to do with like Kun just wants to protect Bomb, and that's why. Also, I think it'd be hilarious to see Andrasi and Yuri meeting again, and hopefully they probably will after this arc when we all get back on the train. So I think it'd be really funny if Andrasi and Yuri met up again, because they did meet when Yuri came in to have Kurudan do the finishing blow on Lopo Bia Ren, and she picked up the Black March and the Green April. It was Green April, right? Yeah. Then Paul 1991ish said, Bomb is too young to know Andrasi's intentions, winky face. My boy Kun Agnes is gonna put in work in this arc. And yeah, I'm excited to see more of this side of Kun. I feel like Kun is really being able, this arc in general, I feel like the characters are showing a lot more personality than they had been recently. Like, they've always shown personality, and they've been good characters, and they've had good interactions, but it seemed like Dollar Show was all about the game, all about the fights, and there wasn't much character, or there was some character stuff, but it was sort of like the deep past and overcoming stuff kind of character stuff, not the talking and forming relationships kind of character stuff that I think this arc has a lot of. This arc has had a lot of comedy so far, and it's had a lot of really good interaction between different characters. So I'm liking that theme of this arc. And I'm liking that a lot in Kun Aguro Agnes, because he seemed like, I feel like he seems a lot more like the Volume 1 Kun this arc. Oaz Sarun said on my One Piece opening 19 live reaction, cool. So thank you. Thank you, Oaz Sarun. And sorry if I mispronounced your name. Anime Watcher also said, I definitely want to see Hatsu versus Inieta, as I want to see how far Hatsu has improved in his combat abilities at this point. Yeah, I'd love to see an updated version of his two-sword style and what he can do with it now. But like I said in my other videos, I'd also love Boro versus Inieta, because I love Boro fighting. So Boro versus Inieta would be awesome. And even Danwa versus Inieta, since Danwa is a background scrub character, but he is still part of the Team Bomb right now. So I would love to see, Danwa step up and say, I'm a part of this team, I need to pull my weight, and defeat somebody like Inieta, pull out a win. That'd be really, really cool. Yurazuya White Bear Beppo said, I thought the girl talking about the newest One Piece chapter, I thought the girl in the armor was somebody else entirely, but someone told me that it's most likely Nami because she wanted armor against fighting the ants. There's actually a small transition in that panel, and you see Brook opening his sword, then the next panel he's at the steering wheel. And yeah, I think the armor was just there for comedic effect, but since it was on the same page as them not having the armor and them transitioning like that, I think it was just, it was meant for comedic effect, but it turned out being kind of awkward, and since none of the characters actually mentioned it in the actual manga anywhere, mentioned that she was putting on the armor because she was scared or whatever, that it just turned out a little bit awkward. And I do still think, like I said before, that some people were just way jumping out there oh my god, theories, who's the girl in the armor? That's going a little bit too far. The girl in the armor is obviously Nami, whether it was used for comedic effect and came out awkward, or whether it was just a mistake on Oda's part, and he just sort of left something out there that he was meaning to put there to tie into it. So I think either way it's Nami. It'd be super weird if it wasn't. Obi-Wan Kenobi said, is Uruk Mazano a character based on Eminem? And I don't think Eminem specifically, but he definitely has the rapper vibe. And SIU joked around before and said Uruk Mazino isn't actually a very good rapper, so the whole rapper vibe thing is intentional on SIU's part. A longer comment, Anime Watcher said, when do you generally decide to reread Tower of God every now and again? Because I decided to reread Tower of God for the first time, and I'm really enjoying all the subtle hints I missed out on my first read, though I was caught off guard when you mentioned that Lilial and Shilial were foreshadowed in Season 1, and I didn't really notice that. I was thinking that once I catch up, when will I be able to reread again? I just want to hear your thoughts on how long someone should wait before revisiting material, so that material doesn't end up getting boring and stale for the reader. And for me, I think you could reread whenever you want, but for me, I've been following it since the start of Volume 2, so it's been years and years. So occasionally, when you're reading week to week and you're okay, this week, then you go a week with nothing, and then this week, occasionally when you're following it for a long enough time, every few months or so, you probably need a refresher. For me personally, when I wasn't doing it for YouTube or anything, every couple of months or so, I might fall out of it for a little while and get a few chapters behind. And whenever I got a few chapters behind, I'd usually just marathon the whole thing from the beginning to refresh myself and get myself really back into the story before I caught back up. So I think that's probably when, whenever I missed a few chapters, when I was busy or just not that interested, I would reread it and then I'd really get reinterested. And I think you can't do that with every series, because some series, you might catch a few things that you missed when you reread it. But for me, I've read Tower of God 7 times, and even in the most recent time I reread it, I always end up picking up on things that I hadn't noticed in any of the times I read it before. So it's really one of those series that you can reread a lot and still find new things. But I don't know, it definitely hasn't gotten stale for me, even rereading it all those times. But I wouldn't reread it a ton. I'd say maybe every 6 months or so, every few months, if you want to and you want to get really back excited for something in the series again, I think that rereading it is a good way to get if you feel you're falling out of it, or you're feeling week to week it's just things aren't as important, then just reread everything and you're okay, things do have a purpose, and it really helps you get more hyped for stuff, I think. And I also mentioned, Lopo Bia Ren did mention eliminating Anakin Andrasi, not just because it was his orders, but because there was a princess from his family that was a new regular as well, and he wanted to take out some of her competition. And turns out that her is actually 2 people, being Lilial and Shilial. But so they were sort of hinted at and foreshadowed way, way back in Volume 1. Panda Kapow said, I just bumped into your channel. Nice reviews, keep it up. Thank you so much, and welcome to our little community here. Sean Sadrai, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, said about the newest Monmusu chapter. It was a good chapter. I'm hyped for the new girls, and there seems to be hints that there might be another girl brought into his life, meaning Kurusuke Mihito's. Possibly the Minotaur in that one scene. And he's right, you're right. I'm really hyped because I loved bee girls, and it looks like one is going to be a bee or wasp girl, and she's going to be really cool looking. And also I did go back and notice, that Cathal was sort of thinking about when Kurus milked her, so that was really funny. Sean also said, check the Reddit. We got a couple scans for the chapter, and it's in Japanese, and they also have summaries, but I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to wait until, even if it does come out a bit later than the chapter, I'm just going to wait till the first reliable scanlation comes out and then do my live reaction then, because I don't want to spoil myself any before then. But definitely thank you for bringing it up. Also, he said there's a Canadian cosplayer that's going to try to cosplay as Rachne-san. And I saw that because I saw it on Twitter first, where Okayado was actually talking about it. and showing all the pictures and stuff of her making the costume, and it looks like there's a lot of work going into that thing. So it'll be really interesting to see, even though I'm not a huge cosplay fan or anything like that myself. Gabriel Lancelot said, dude, Luffy versus Kaiser all the way, because I slipped up during my live, I think it was my live reaction for One Piece last week, where instead of Kaido, I was like Kaiser versus Kaido, because and it happened too in one of my, I think it may have been my Tower of God discussion last week, that I had to refilm a part of what I was saying because I accidentally said Kaido instead of Kaiser. So like I keep covering One Piece and Tower of God and having Kaido and Kaiser be important, and like the names are so similar, I like slip all the time. Especially with Kaido, I slip all the time because I've been saying Kaiser so much lately that I keep saying Kaiser. Gabriel Lancelot Gabriel Lancelot also said, I am certain that Pudding is pulling something. Who would they meet at the coast will most likely be a dead Jinbei. Also, dude, read I'm a Hero. It's a great and realistic zombie survival series. The start is slow, but it picks up. And yeah, I don't trust Pudding at all. She is way too nice. Way too nice. And a lot of people have been predicting that Jinbei die. I can totally see it. But I think that even if he dies with Big Mom's power, they might be able to defeat her and then make her use her power to revive him. I have no clue how her power actually works. Also, about I Am a Hero, I will go check that out, and I'll see if I like it. I'll just go check it out. Ghost Emblem said about last week's HaQ&A, great video. Maybe if they make a Tower of God anime, they can use Angler from the beginning. I really hope Ship has a part 2 to his plan. I was kind of disappointed to see that only one of the remaining bosses came out. Any theories on Iniesta, since he's from the 10 families? They must have sent him here to get rid of him like Andraste. And yeah, sending it there to get rid of him makes sense given the narrative that we've been told so far. I don't know any other reason they'd be there unless the REA family tried to get rid of him, so a good question would be why. So Iniesta's a really interesting character that I still think we have a lot to learn about. Or maybe they sent him there because they're trying to support the place and give them a strong fighter. I have no clue. Also, yeah, if they make a Tower of God anime, it would be helpful if they tried to distinguish a little more from the beginning between fishermen and fishermen like the specific position, or fishermen as a whole. So like there should, because in the spoke, like, I don't know, you'll be able to tell in the anime whether they do it in Korean or in Japanese, because the words even in Korean are different between fishermen as a whole and fishermen as the position. But as like subtitles, I do think angler for the position and fisherman just as a whole would make a lot more sense, because then you have spear bearer, the light bearer, the wave controller, the angler, and what would the other one be? The scout, and then use those as the 5 positions, and then use fisherman as a term as a whole, because all 5 would be types of fishermen. So a fisherman is just a dude that can do every position. That sounds like it would be the best, in my opinion. Gabriel Lancelot also said, just a note regarding on the Monster Musume, the Monster Musume live reaction. Just a note regarding the series being monthly. The Japanese series itself is normally monthly, but the English scanlators don't necessarily get a chapter a month done. Sometimes there are substantial delays for various reasons. Been talking so long straight that I'm just butchering my words, but yeah, I've been following the series for a while, and I know sometimes the good scanlation is up like really quick, like a week or less sometimes, and then sometimes, like, I think it was around February, the scanlations were like a month or 2 behind the releases. So yeah, sometimes it feels like the actual manga takes a month off pretty often though. But either way, I think I'm going to be waiting for the reliable scanlations whenever I do my live reactions, just because those are the best to do the live reaction and review for, unless I would wait like forever, like a year or something, for it to come out in the official release. And of course I'd love getting the official releases and everything, just to do my actual reactions and reviews. It would be a lot harder to use that. Kebron said, thank you for your comments. Last week, I watch all of your Tower of God videos. Every Sunday, I feel like I'm in limbo. If the chapter came at 11 in my time zone, I'd be happy. If it came at 1 a.m., I'd be pissed off. But it always comes at 12, and half my body wants to fall asleep, and the other half wants to read Tower of God, lol. It's annoying for sure. And, yeah, that would be really weird. I don't know. I would feel really torn as well if I wanted to do my live reaction that late at night. Because, like, for me, and also I watch your Tower of God videos as well, so thank you for your comments for sure. I don't always comment on the things I watch. I'm not a very big commenter kind of guy, I guess. But, yeah, I pretty much don't comment on mostly anything I watch. I don't know. But for me, like I said, it comes out at like 2 or 3 in the morning, so for me, it's just, I'm not going to stay up that late to do the live reaction and then stay up hours longer trying to get the video up. I'm just going to do it in the morning when I wake up. And I think that this is the last one for this week. Big Will 191919. Luray probably had his name stolen while he was sleeping. And can someone explain why Beta's in the lighthouse? And lol about Luray, but I don't know about Beta in the lighthouse, because they've said before he's not a real regular. And let me think. A good way to try and explain this and discuss it is, I think there was one translation that translated regular as selected candidate, and even like irregulars can be selected candidates. Like Bomb is an official candidate to climb the tower, even though he's an irregular. Beta, though, Beta never went to the floor of test. He never was registered to climb the tower of whatever. So Beta isn't a real selected candidate, not a real regular. But even then, that doesn't really make sense, because they had him walking around and doing stuff outside of the lighthouse at Revolution Road, where there were rankers there and guardians and stuff enforcing the rules. But here at the Name Hunt Station, it's all regulars and there aren't any rankers to enforce the rules, and yet he's in the lighthouse. So maybe it has something to do with only selected candidates can be at the Name Hunt Station, and that's why he can't come out of the lighthouse, is because he's not a selected candidate, and therefore can't be technically at the Name Hunt Station. Or I'm thinking maybe that could also be why Albelda couldn't leave the train, because at first I thought, okay, Albelda can't leave the train because of the curse. How is she going to climb the tower with us? But Rachel wants to bring Joaquin to the floor of death, and I was like, well, how is Joaquin able to leave the train? So maybe it's not that they can't leave the train. Maybe they can leave the train. Maybe Albelda just couldn't leave the train at the Name Hunt Station, because she also, like Beta, isn't a real selected candidate. She's not a real regular who went to the floor of test. But then that doesn't make total sense to me either, because, there are a lot of things that don't make sense. But, are Joaquin and his siblings, are they regulars? Or are they a ranker already? Or did they never try to climb the tower? It's a really confusing situation. There are a lot of things that haven't been totally explained. But yeah, on that confusion that I have no real answers for, I guess that's where we'll end. So thank you guys for watching. Holy crap, just looked at the time. This is a long one as usual. But yeah, thank you so much for watching again as usual. And if you did like the video, definitely comment down there and tell me what you thought of all my answers. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave them. Any suggestions for anything, totally glad to hear them anytime. So thank you so much, though. Just saying thank you again, because we're coming up on the end of the month, and it's been a pretty good month, so I love you guys. Subscribe for more of everything I talked about in this video. What was it, like Mamusu Tower of God Mamusu Tower of God One Piece, and also like Pokemon Walking Dead, and a bunch of other stuff too. So yeah, subscribe for that if you want. Follow on Twitter if you want as well, because I'll try to keep you updated there on when I'm posting stuff or pushing stuff back. So that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.